Hi, this is Bill. On this demo, I'll be showing you about Flow Designer. Now, to be there, we need to navigate to the search, the application menu, and after navigating under Process Automation, let's click Flow Designer. Now, as we wait for the Flow Designer to load, so what it does, it's a workflow engine of ServiceNow where it allows you to navigate between the table, the information, and the necessary actions, and finally the integration. So putting everything into a single picture where you could create, update, and be able to initiate the correct activities necessary depending to the business purpose. Now, as it has loaded, so you will see this is the list of workflows already pre-created out of the box in ServiceNow. So you will see here Amazon Connect setup. So what it means is that it gives you the ability to integrate in ServiceNow. So seamlessly, if you are in the platform, right, you get to probably interact with other systems as well using the capability of Flow Designer. And before we drill down, what you'll see also if you need reusable flows that you could basically inject to other workflows, so what you'll be needing to do is create subflows. So these subflows are also actions that you could reusable subflows or workflows that you could inject into flows, right? So let us drill down and create a new one. And as we create, let's say this is a demo flow, right? So let's make it global for the time being for the demo purposes. So let's submit as we submit, right? So all the fields is self-explanatory, right? And as we submit, it will basically create a blank workflow. So at the top, right? So what it does is you will start with the trigger, right? So what will kick off your workflow, right? So right now it's currently on read only because it's still loading. So as it loads, so let's add the trigger, and the trigger will let you choose from creating a record, updating a record, or it can be scheduled, right? Or coming from a particular application. So I'll let you explore that as you deep dive, but my purpose is give you an example. So let's say anything which has been created or updated from this table. So the table is the core of ServiceNow. So every module, for example, it could be an ITSM module, which has an incident management um, application. So the back end of incident management will be incident, right? So that's what we're going to open right now. The page is loading. Since this is just a demo instance, it's quite slow. So as it loads, we will be looking for that particular table. So let us wait until it loads. Now it has fully loaded and you have access to all tables, right? So now let's look for incident. Now that we have incident, right? So the data fields on the right will be the fields or variables or data coming from the incident record, right? And you could reuse these records into your actions, right? Before I move to the actions, so you could add certain filters, right? That will basically give conditions, right? Before running the workflow. So in this example, let's say active is true, and you could add more criterias if needed be, right? So let's only put one criteria, and now I'm going to move into the action. So this is where the power of ServiceNow comes in, where you could basically send an email or create a record, right? Or ask for an approval, depending, or probably an integration to SAP process. Now, what under the actions are, you will see the different activities inside the action, right? So, for example, you could ask for approval, create a record. So what we're saying is every time this triggers, this actions is going to happen. So let us put an example like create a record. So as we create a record, it will ask for, of course, a module where you're going to create the record to, and as it loads, right? So let us find that table. So let's say problem table. So every let's say, for functionalities purposes, in every incident record created, we're going to create a problem record. So let's go for the number, right? So let's look for the number coming from the data field of the incident record. So this is the power of ServiceNow. So you could drag the information. So you have alignment already between data. So as you can see, right, on the trigger side, you have the incident, and on the create record side, on the left, which is actions, you will have the problem record data field. Now, let's say you would like to send an email afterwards, right? So let's type in email, right? And as we type email, let's press enter, right? So let's I think my my instance is quite slow, so let's there you go, send email. So as we click the send email, it will also create that action. So now you could do the necessary information from, it could be from the incident record, problem record, right? And create this email. And as you get this done, right? The fields here, right? So it could be coming from the assigned to person, right? So I'll give that example to you, assigned to, drag it. So make sure the types are right. So it should work correctly, and the subject and so on. So this could also be typewritten. I can now have a picture on how the ServiceNow workflow works. So now let's do a done, and let's create a test. And as you basically test from a record, right? So let's say this particular record, run the test. And from there, you could also validate, right? If the flow designer that you created has worked successfully. So as you can see here, there is an error, and I'll leave that to you where the problem is. So ServiceNow Flow Designer will give you the ability to make sure that your necessary actions or the flow is working as expected. So this is the end of the demo. I hope I'll see you on my next videos. Please like and subscribe and continue following my courses. Thank you so much.